after the riots, many are looking back and reflecting on everything that happened that led to the attack on the U.S. Capitol.
News 19's Lauren Harkson spoke with one local man who was there.
So looking back at photos and videos of the aftermath of that day, do you think it was a good day, a bad day?
It was a horrible day. Very horrible.
Pete Dobbs is a photographer from the Huntsville area. He's also a supporter of President Donald Trump and has attended many of the president's rallies.
The initial part of this event was pretty much like a standard fair Trump rally. There was a little air about it, something a little different. I think, a lot of angst. I wouldn't say anger. I wouldn't say, what would ultimately end up being, what we witnessed at the Capitol.
Dobbs says the day started out peacefully and believes most in the crowd were too, but he says something changed when the crowd moved to the Capitol building.
We were walking toward the Capitol and we started hearing explosions. And we looked at each other and said, that's not right. That makes no sense.
Dobbs says he saw people tear down loose barricades and jump on a platform.
But they were urging, they had megaphones, they were waving people, the masses were behaved, but these people were encouraging the mass to come forward, come forward, get up on the steps, get up on the bleachers that were going to be used for the inauguration. Most of us, to include my newfound friends, we looked at this and this doesn't look right. Number one, there's tear gas floating across the stage and the steps. Something's going on and we didn't fully understand it.
Dobbs estimates he was in the front 1/3 of the rally crowd, but decided to hang back on the Capitol lawn with some people he met at the president's rally.
And we joked amongst ourselves. Like I said, I loved all my new friends, but we talked about, come on, no, you go first. I ain't going. But no, majority of the people were not going.
His goal different than those who entered the Capitol.
We're not there to break and enter and jump up on the steps and be hooligans. That's not why we're there.
Dobbs says Capitol Police and other law enforcement did not seem prepared.
The police presence, the National Guard presence, it was really lacking. And for anybody, I don't care who they were, but for anybody to get that far up the Capitol steps and then certainly break and entering is incredible. If I was in charge of that place, I would never let anybody climb them steps.
Dobbs said violence was not what he wanted to see come out of Wednesday's rally.
That's not what we're doing. We just want our voices heard and wanted our government to evaluate, the irregularities associated with the election. That's it. And beyond that, everything else took off a life that was a life of its own.
Lauren Harkson, News 19.
And now the FBI is asking for anyone with pictures or videos of yesterday's riot to submit it to the agency. We have a link to submit those on WHNT.com and our mobile app.